Hey folks, B59 here, and we are on the run into Kansas City, which we set up last time on the Missouri River. And one boat leaving Kansas City and one coming in. And what we're going to do today is we're going to extend this Missouri River line out to Omaha and probably add yet another boat to it. Between episodes, I did a whole bunch of things. I did a lot of optimizations, adding boats, adding vehicles, cleaning up some things. And I thought I would just take all of that offline because what I really want to focus on in these recorded sessions is the design of our Mississippi River transport system and creating new lines. Interesting. I'm just noticing as we come in here, we've got some kind of ugly looking stuff going on with the shore. I love the look of the dock. The dock itself looks perfect. So maybe we'll see if we can fix this real quick and then carry on with Omaha. So what happens if we smooth that out? Will that help? It helps. Yeah, that looks a little better. Still a little steep there, but what the heck. Okay. Omaha, on to Omaha. So Omaha will be our last stop on the Missouri River. And I think what I'd like to do is put a dock right in here, kind of near the center of town, easy access. And this looks like a good spot for it. So let's just go ahead and drop her in. And I think, again, I'm going to probably, this is going to be one where I will reconfigure it after we get it in so that we're saving space, making the best use of our space. Okay. At least this part I'm starting to get figured out fairly reliably anyway. So let's start off, and I think this one particular dock, you know, at the end of the line like this, I think we can get away with a small dock, so that's what we're going to try to do. And we'll put two of those out there. We'll dump this one, and we'll see if we can get our landing in. Not quite. But I can guess I'm pretty close. So let's see what we can do here. Try to do it without making it look ugly. Well, other than that. All right, will you go now? You will. Okay. And then the other thing we need to do is hook this up to the roads. What I really would like to do, if I can, is to get it coming across like this. And I don't know if it... I mean, it's probably not a good spot for something like this. Although, you know, who knows? Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause the game a minute so it doesn't build over anything that I try to change here. And I'm going to try to make my life a little easier. Take those down. Get rid of these trees. And then I want to smooth this out. Okay. And let's see how this works now. We try to put something like this in. Too much slope. Collision. Maybe if I What is the collision with? See, I wonder if I pull a little bit of street out here and make it not quite that steep. And try again with the building. Too much curvature. So that will actually work. I could probably get by with just one side. Which might make it a little bit nicer. See if I can even get away with making it a little longer. See, what I fear here, though, is by making it longer, I won't be able to get a decent... Okay, just let it go. And now, let's try getting another entrance in here. It works. Now, here's the part I was afraid would be tricky, and that is, can we get the street to connect in a nice way? I'm not going to say in a nice way, but perhaps an acceptable way. Yeah, that'll do. And now let's get a couple of bus stops in. And you know what I think I'm probably going to do? I am going to put the other side in as well. Go ahead and take it off pause now. Build away, town. So bus stops. We'll put a one. We do one down here. Yeah, let's do one here. And I'm not sure which side we're going to use, so we'll put it on both. Then we'll get one, at least one down here. Yeah, you know, that might be okay. Right out here. You know, to start, that's what we're going to do, because we're going to get some reach just from the harbor itself. So let's do two runs, two lines, and we'll run one from here to here. It will be shockingly purple. And this will be Omaha, bus, Omaha ferry. And this is what, south or south? And then we'll get the other one to run from, make it pink, here to here, and we'll call it Omaha North. We can add more lines to that if we need to at some point. Ferry North. Okay, and then we need to get a depot in here. And where's a good cheap spot for a depot? Maybe right down here. Maybe. Oops. Nope. Let's get it kind of out here at the end of town. It doesn't matter if it's going to take a while to reach where it needs to get. And we'll get start off with, we'll get 2 on each line. How did I get these set up right? Yeah. Okay, that's what we're going to start with, and then it's pretty easy to extend this other line. We will come here, manage the line, and I actually need to add a few stops in here. When I come from Upper Kansas, I'd like to come up here and back to Kansas, and then back to Columbia. I realized I wasn't stopping at Columbia on my way back from Kansas to St. Louis. And then we'll just go ahead and rename this to add Omaha to the line. Alrighty, so how many boats do we have on this line? We have just 2, and I know I want at least 3. So let's just go ahead and add one right now. Wait, did I add another? I'd like, I'm tempted to get another boat harbor in here, kind of closer to these lines. And I am going to do that. So let's just get it right in here. Back in the day, there were boatyards all up and down the Mississippi. So I think it's realistic to have multiple boatyards. This isn't one where we have to challenge ourselves and say one must use only one boatyard. Okay, we'll buy one here, and we'll get it on this line, and we'll see which direction it wants to come coming out of the dock. Oh, there you are. You're handsome. You're new. Get you named. And it looks like you're headed to Columbia. And I'm not quite sure which direction you'll go from there. Okay, that's fine. And so we have now completed our Omaha run. We start here in St. Louis, pick up folks in Columbia. We have a bus service here in Jefferson City and in Columbia, supplying the ferry. So this gets both of these cities. The other thing, one of the things I did in between episodes is I added a express route between Jefferson City and Columbia, so that if people wanted to travel there and they didn't want to have to change here at Taylor Street, it would bypass all of that. We'll see if it works. Okay. So that line is done, and that was pretty easy. Our next step is I'd like to I want to build out our passenger ferry service on the Ohio River to include Lexington. So today, poor Lexington left all alone, and it would really like to get in on the party. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a passenger harbor here in Lexington, and I think right in here, this seems like as reasonable spot as any. And we will we're going to do our standard trick again. With this size of rivers, it's almost a necessity. And again, since we're at the end of the line here, I don't think we need a large passenger dock. That in there, pull out the bulldozer, and a couple of those in. Oops, forgot to add the landing. Let's see, will it work? Not quite. So we will get the flatten tool again. And once autosave completes its vitally important task, we will fix this up. And we'll need to get a bus service into Lexington as well. And kind of what I'm starting to feel here is we're starting to complete, really, the Ohio service, the mid-Mississippi, the Missouri, the Illinois. We've kind of really reached some strong completion to these routes. There's one more thing I'd like to do on the Ohio. That's going to be kind of a cool thing that we may start to get to today. We'll see. Maybe not. And I'm going to wait to disclose that. That's going to be a surprise. So we want to smooth here. I want to try again to Make my life a little easier. Because I think I'd like to try to come down here and go across here. We'll be taking out some, probably would even be better to just flatten right here. Yeah. Whoa. Did I see water there? Oh, I see what... Yeah, that's very interesting. It's not flattening it to the... It's not flattening it to the dock height. It's flattening it to the height of the... So I'm gonna have to try to... Okay, so now I have a flat area that I want to use as my standard here. Okay, that works a little better. And I think we're just going to go ahead and preemptively take that out, and I'm going to put it on pause so it doesn't rebuild, and we'll take that one out as well. And having done this, it is a little easier to get it in, although I think I could get it a little bit closer. It'd be nice if there was a way that it kind of attached. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Now, I'm not as confident this is going to work. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit click, but I did. So, there we are. Buildings, bus stops. Get to here. And again, I think 2 lines. One coming out. Actually, what I want to do is I want to get one line that's running this way, and then another line that just runs maybe for now from here. Yeah. Okay. So because what we'll do, this is a big enough city, we'll catch some inner city traffic as well. Put one there, put one here. And you know what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and complete the street and make this kind of a that intersection. Okay, yeah. We'll come out to here as well and drop some stops in. You know, maybe overkill, but I don't care. Just kind of planning for growth and less futzing around later. So here, let's get our inner city line in first. We'll go from here to here to here. And it will be green. Oh no, we already have a green line. It will be yellow. Bright enough? That's worse. It will be yellow. And we'll name it Bus Lexington 1. Oh, now this is interesting. It's not going out here. So you know what? We're going to add another stop there. Just to force the issue. And then, oops. There it is. After Forest Street, can we add this? That's better. And then we'll also add a line from here to here, and it will be purple. And this will be our ferry bus. Lexington Ferry. And now we just need to get some vehicles on these lines. And we'll buy 3 for the inner city bus as a starting point. And we'll buy 2 for the ferry route. It's a short route. We'll see if that's enough. All right, so those are populated, and now all we need to do is bring it into the line. And the question is, does it matter whether it stops between Cincinnati and Louisville? And I think that might be the best route. So that's what we're going to do. We'll come into here. This is our famous Ohio River passenger service featuring the Natchez. And after Louisville, we're going to add Lexington. So we'll start with Evansville, we'll go to Louisville, we'll go to Lexington, we'll go to Cincinnati, we'll come back to Louisville, and then into Evansville again. That looks fine. But what I can guarantee is that one boat's not going to be enough. This boat has already been pretty busy, so we will duplicate. Now, hopefully that came out of here. Yes, I see it, I think. And so we'll just name it our ferry passenger service, and we don't have to say the river because it's on the Ohio, and that's pretty much it. So, a couple of things that I did are actually pretty significant. One of the most significant things I did between episodes is I converted this truck line to a shunt, a freight shunt, because it just, even by adding more and more vehicles and even starting out with what was pretty efficient routing system for the trucks, they just can't keep up with this much volume because each of these mines is shipping 400. And as it was, I was only sending, half of it. Even today, I'm only sending half of it. Let's see, are we not running? What's the deal here? What are you doing? So you've emptied. We might need to watch this. Wonder what happened there. Why did it get stuck? I know the train is way too long, but I don't think it should get stuck. I don't think it should get stuck. It's been going back and forth just fine. And the rate on it is such... Let's see, this shunt... 771. Yeah, so it should be picking up... The two of these combined can produce 800. And so I thought 771 was pretty close to getting us there. And we can add another train car if we need to. Which would be then a ridiculously long train car. But you know what? We'll come back to that. Some of the other things I did was I fixed this, added some more buses in Cincinnati, and then I also came into Memphis, and the citizens had built a town over here, but they didn't have any way to get to it. They didn't have any bridge other than this bridge that I had previously built to bring grain into the food processing facility. So I did that, and I added a bus stop, which will take folks into town and then, importantly, over to our ferry passenger service. I added boats on other lines as well, and I'm not going to go through all of those, but I think that's the sort of stuff we could leave to our other sessions and then come back to it as necessary. So what are we going to do next? Well, we're not going to start it today, but I have been thinking about a couple of things. One is all of these cities now are getting supplied, if not at 100%, but pretty close to it. Evansville has most of its bread and bricks, same with Louisville, same with Lexington, and Cincinnati is getting most of its fuel. Well, it's getting 50% at this point. We need to get that up as well. But what Cincinnati isn't getting anything of is tools. And so, where can we get tools? Well, we could get them from Huntsville. But that's a pretty complicated route, and it would be an independent one, and we haven't really looked at building out the Tennessee River yet. But we could supply it out of Memphis. The tricky part has been how to get them up there. And so I think what I'm going to do is we're going to build out the Cape Girardeau harbor a little bit more. And then the Cape Girardeau Memphis run, cargo run, which brings planks down to the tools factory. And that side of the equation runs full. But then the other part, the second part of the route back from Memphis to Cape Girardeau, that's carried food for Cape Girardeau, and it's running not empty, but it's got a ton of additional capacity. So what I thought we'd do is we would bring the we would add tools for Cincinnati to that run, and they would drop them off in Cape Girardeau. And then this Evansville-St. Louis run, in which steel is taken to St. Louis Machines Factory, that's running back empty the other way. So I thought we could start to pick up the tools that are waiting here and take them up to Evansville. And then from Evansville, they can catch a boat up to Cincinnati. The question is, what boat is available to take them up to Cincinnati at this point? And that's, I don't think there is one at the moment that's not running full. The Cincinnati Evansville cargo barge is taking food from here up to Louisville for Louisville and Lexington, and also taking fuel up to Cincinnati. So I don't think there's any additional capacity on that at the moment. So I either have to figure out another way to get the food taken up to Louisville, and then take that stop off the Evansville-Cincinnati run and just run fuel and tools. So that part of it I still need to work out. But I think it's a pretty cool idea. It will complete all of the cargo and passenger needs on the Ohio River system. And it will, make our Evansville-St. Louis run more efficient as well. So that's our plan for next time. It's actually a pretty complicated run all on its own. And I hope to see you then.